The following podcast is a live recording of a radio show first broadcast by Fresh FM with assistance from New Zealand On Air.
Non, rien de rien.
Francis Begbie.
Non, je ne regrette rien. Ni le bien qu'on m'a fait.
The world's changing, music's changing, even drugs are changing, even drugs are changing.
Doncaster, 440, 5 pound to win. Bad boy.
Profit, loss, margins, takeovers, lending, letting, subletting, subdividing, cheating, scamming, fragmenting, breaking away.
Who's got the keys to Telegraph Road?
Payer, balayer, oublier.
And what pleasure.
Je me fous du passé.
This cunt is no trying, and your gyro's fucking finished, right? But then again, try too hard. You may get the fucking joke. Exactly. It's a tightrope, Spud. It's a fucking tightrope. It's a fucking tightrope.
Well, what goes up must come down. And
It's a fucking tightrope.
down. Paranoia. It's coming through the walls, man.
Armed robbery. Oh, we a replica. I mean, how the fuck can it be armed robbery by a fucking replica?
It's a fucking tightrope. It's a fucking tightrope.
The weekend has landed. All that exists now is clubs, drugs, pubs and parties. I'm gonna talk cod shit to strangers all night. I'm gonna lose the plot on the dance floor. We're gonna get more spaced out than Neil Armstrong ever did. I've got 73 quid in my back burner. I'm gonna wax the lot, man. The Milky Bars are on me!
We took morphine, diamorphine, cyclizine, codeine, temazepam, nitrazepam, phenobarbital, sodium amytal, dextropipoxetine, methadone, nalbuphine, pethidine, pentazocine, buprenorphine, dextromoramide, chlormethiazole. The streets are awash with drugs you can have for unhappiness and pain, and we took them all.
The world's changing, music's changing, even drugs are changing. You can't sit here all day dreaming about heroin and ciggy pop.
Into the darkness again. In with the pigs in the pen. God knows I love this. Screws in my head. I will be beside you till you're dead. Deep in the night I confide that maybe my goodness has died. I prayed for your kindness, had on a spit, and maybe romance is a place. Yeah, maybe romance is a place. Yeah, maybe romance is a place for me and you and you and
It's a tightrope, Spud. It's a fucking tightrope.
How's that for a start? We're here, we're live, kinda, in Fresh FM. This is Kieran. 2 hours at least, minimum, of Irish music tonight, celebrating St. Patrick's Day. Lohéla Pádraic, as they say in the States. So it's all Irish tonight. All Irish music on the show. We've got loads, and we're going to celebrate not mainly St. Patrick, but all the other famous Pats of Ireland. There are many. I have a list of about 24 Pats, Paddys, Patties, Patricks, Padraics and Padraics and Padraics And we're going to celebrate them all tonight. We started there with Romance from Fontaine's DC. Absolute belter. Saw them live last week up in Auckland, Spark Arena. And they are a serious outfit. Bhí go híntaach fad. Very impressive. Very, very impressed by them. Show looked good, really good. They sounded really good. No shiting about. Just straight into it. Have a nice solid back catalogue now to be picking and choosing from. And they played a load of hits. And it was a great gig. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, really good. Really good. If you get a chance to see them. I know they're abroad in Australia now at the minute. But if you get a chance to see them when they're back in Ireland, I'm sure they'll be doing a big tour this year. Europe and North America. I would advise that you would take any opportunity you can to go and see these boys, because they are a serious outfit. No messing, no shite talking. Straight into it. And they started with that. And that song Romance from the album Romance was class. And we'll have another one or two from there before the end of the show. And I've just arrived into Fresh FM to the news that we have no internet in Fresh FM tonight. So thankfully I had the songs pre-recorded, so we're going to have to glue the show together. Bit of sellotape, bit of glue, small bit of windscreen sealer. Don't get it on your hands, because if you get it on your hands, you're going to get it on your face, on your trousers, on your shoes, on the carpet, in the car, in the bathroom, down the bed. It will go everywhere. So we'll try and avoid that at all costs. Tonight it's all about pathology. Hopefully it's not pathetic when we look at the patriarchy of Pats, Patricks, Paddys and Padraics that have given us much joy. There'll be some light-hearted stuff. There'll be some not so light, heavy-hearted clips. We've got a good spread. We've got a couple of requests. We've got a load of music. I'd look at the playlist here now, but it's actually on my phone because I can't fucking open Spotify. But not to worry, we will persevere. What have we got here? I'll just have a quick look at the playlist while we are here. Yeah, we've got a lot. We're gonna go with some new stuff to start off with. We have, first off, we've got My Honest Face. And what we're going to do is, the way the show is going to go, I won't say it's going to be much different to the usual shenanigans we'd be at here on Fresh FM. But, oh, that reminds me, I haven't put up last week's show on YouTube either yet, which was a big one. It was a big one. It was a 3-parter. It was the end of the Live and Dangerous. And I also made a mistake of not including Rory Gallagher and his 1974 live album. So I'm going to include 2 from that tonight. Firstly because he's Irish, and secondly because he's Rory Gallagher, and thirdly because it's live. So we're kind of going to have songs and clips. I'll stay out of it tonight mainly. We'll have a few jingles, a few clippings, a few old bits and bobs. But we're going to start with a tune and then we're going into a clip. And I've tried to line the clips up with the tunes, but it didn't always necessarily work out that way. And who's to know, it mightn't work out this way either. But we'll go it that way. And we'll see how it is. So first up, we're going to have a song by Inhaler, My Honest Face. And then we'll have the first of our Pats, celebrating the great Pats that have led us around the place, by the ear sometimes, to the last, we're probably touching 100 years, if not more. We've got Pádraic Pearse, Patrick Kavanagh, Patrick Swayze, Pat Benatar, Patrick Bateman, Pat Butcher, Pat Jennings, Pat Finucane, Pat Inglesby. We're going to start with Pat Kenny. But first, Inhaler, My Honest Face. This is Kieran, this is Fresh FM. Fresh FM. ToTM. Táma John le gá úr.
Good
Our first clip tonight, celebrating all things pathological, is Pat Kenny, the famous Pat Kenny, the broadcaster extraordinaire, Lifetime Achievement Award merchant. Seen him on loads of different shows. He's tried them all. So let's have this clip to celebrate Pat Kenny in all his glory. No regrets.
Wow.
Roll it there, Cadet.
Wow.
One for everybody in the audience.
Wow.
For doing 11 hours, we you, Pat Kenny, who would get £600,000 a year for doing 11 hours a week, and you have to for doing 11 hours a week people on the social welfare, on disability, and then you pontificate your RTE 600,000, 100,000, and at the bill time you were earning 900,000 Pat, 900,000 pounds for RTE, not ABC Nightline or in the United States system. You get, don't mind this woman here who's elected by the people of this country to be corrupt. So Pat, don't you 11 hours a week idea that I'm going to leave this building now, because at the moment this is my last time I'll ever stay here, because I wanted to confront you for 20 years about your pontificating and your moralising about where were you to be accountable for the 600,000? When is you going to be accountable? You've had your day, you've lived your high life. Now I'm going off to sue an old woman for a field, because I feel I might make $1 million or more, because I need to get that money. You have not the moral authority to stand there moralising.
And I think it's fair to say we give everyone a voice.
But doing 11 hours a week, now I'm going off to sue an old woman for a field. Doing 11 hours a week.
Jesus Christ up in heaven.
How old are you, by the way? How old are you?
Irrelevant. You hammered your mother. I drove from Limerick tonight to make 3 points.
Okay.
I want to make
the third.
You've censored me before, Pat. You're not censoring me again.
When did I censor
Number
you, by the
3,
way?
you censored me, you interviewed me, you gave me a 20-minute interview, and without explanation,
But
you
doing
chopped
11
it on
hours
your
a week.
radio program.
We often shop.
That's crap.
Absolutely.
Number 3,
Number
3, Frank. Why you hammered your mother?
600,000 a year. You were earning 900,000 pounds. 900,000 pounds. 600,000, 100,000, and at the bill time you were earning 900,000 pounds. 900,000 pounds.
But psychologically it wasn't ready.
900,000
So you were
pounds.
saying that Ireland's economy is like a woman who felt that she could only attract investors by constantly increasing her breast size with silicone implants until eventually they exploded like a pair of filthy bags.
Now I'm going off to sue an old woman for a field. 900,000 pounds. 600,000 pounds a year. You were earning 900,000 pounds. 900,000
You've censored
pounds.
me before, Pat. You're not censoring me again. You censored me. You've censored me before, Pat. You've censored
Carmody.
your book.
Teresa Carmody is a made-up
It is
name.
not a made-up
The young
name.
lady.
You've censored me before. You've censored me before, Pat.
Wow.
Doing 11 hours a week. Now I'm going off to sue an old woman for a field.
That was Pat Verheyen, our homage to Pat Kenny. Some words, wise words of wisdom there from all concerned, all parties concerned. Right, let's bomb on with the music. It's going to be a bit... We're going to keep it new. We're going for Gurriers. And this is Dipping Out. And that'll be followed by another clip celebrating another famous Pat, because that's what it's all about tonight. Some of them will be fun. Some of them will be insightful. Some of them will be sad. Some of them will be lonesome. Some of them will be stirring. Some of them will be prickly. Some of them will be chewy. Some of them will be a whore to unwrap. Others will just fall down through your fingers. So let's see what's next. Let's see what comes after. I think we've got a heavier one now after Dipping Out. But let's get that on first. This is Gurriers with Dipping Out. You're listening to Kieran on Fresh FM. 2 hours at least. Celebrating the Patricks. Gurriers there. And we like the Gurriers on here. Haven't played that one before, but we have played the Gurriers. And the Gurriers would be... See, that's the problem now. I don't have the internet, so I'm using my phone. And that started playing. That was Nausea. We're not playing that tonight. Instead, we played Dipping Out. That's their latest single. But we played Sign of the Times. You might know Sign of the Times and Top of the Bill. 2 good tunes from Gurriers. Dublin band. Good name for a band too. And that brings us to our next clip. A slightly heavier one. And speaking of Gurriers, I suppose it kind of fits. So let's celebrate another Pat.
Pat Finucane's picture still looks down on the Falls Road, a reminder of one of the darkest moments of Britain's war against the IRA. Mr. Finucane was a lawyer who frequently defended Republicans against terror charges. He became unpopular with the government.
A government minister called Douglas Hogg stood up and said that there were solicitors or lawyers in Belfast who were unduly sympathetic to the IRA.
3 weeks later, Pat Finucane was shot 12 times in front of his wife and 3 children. Even the senior police officer who attended the scene now believes the gunmen were aided by elements of the British state.
I find it quite shocking, and it goes beyond everything I ever believed in Britain. And all the time I'm standing at a scene and dealing with the aftermath of the investigation, and all the time there had been state collusion in it.
Some of the Ulster Defence Association paramilitaries who were involved had security force links. Ken Barrett, who admitted the killing, became a special branch informant soon after. William Stobie supplied the guns. He was a special branch informant at the time. And Brian Nelson, who supplied the targeting information, was an army intelligence agent. Pat Finucane's family wanted a public inquiry. Sir Desmond de Silva's report is merely a review of evidence, and the family are sceptical.
Mr. Cameron did admit that collusion happened, and he did say it was important to find out how high up the chain of command that it went. But in truth, I don't think they want that chain of command to be exposed.
Sir Desmond de Silva has now written to Pat Finucane's family, telling them he has not shied away from probing the depths of this case or from drawing hard-hitting conclusions. But tomorrow, Pat Finucane's family will decide whether he has been hard-hitting enough.
Heavy enough content there now for Fresh FM, for ToTM on Fresh FM. But sometimes I suppose it's no harm to remind ourselves what was going on up there in the north of Ireland. And Pat Finucane was a victim of all that. So it's good to remember what does be going on sometimes. Not to dwell on it, but there's no point forgetting about it, I suppose, is there? And I suppose they're still looking for a bit of justice. And we'll have more from some shenanigans, if that's probably the bit of a flippant way to frame them. But we'll have Paddy Hill on later on. And he'll have a chat. We'll have Pat Spillane. We'll have some music from John Spillane. We'll have something from Padraic Pearse. And another staunch Republican, Patrick Stewart. Not to mind Pat Jennings. But we're going to crack on. We're going to liven it up a small bit again after that now. If I can try and find where we're going next. Ah, yes, Sinead O'Connor. And she has been paired up with a clip. Purely because of the name of her song. Another Irish artist of renown, who wasn't afraid to speak of things that people would prefer if she didn't speak about. But she spoke about them nonetheless because she was Sinead O'Connor and she was a serious detail. And we're going to celebrate Patrick Bateman. I mean, for people that don't know, do people know who Pat Finucane was? He was a solicitor in the north of Ireland. He represented Republicans and he was very successful at it, which made him highly disliked. And speaking of people that are disliked, Patrick Bateman from American Psycho would represent a lot of things that people wouldn't like, but yet would maybe small bit like if they were to delve into their deep, dark desires of their subconscious. Patrick Bateman may represent some of that. So we'll get the tune on and then we'll get the clip on. How's about that for you? So sit back and enjoy a bit of Sinead O'Connor. It's a very easy thing to do if you can. The sitting back bit can be easy and the enjoying can be easy. So you can combine the both. And then we'll have a clip from a man giving out some very important advice. It's dark, but it's light. How we like it here on ToTM. Some of the times, anyway. This is Kieran. I've mentioned that, I'm sure. This is Fresh FM. That's also been mentioned. I'm reminded to mention it every now and again. If people want to check it out, go to the website, freshfm.co.nz. I can't do that at the minute because we have no internet, which is not something that happens that often, really. But we're stuck in the middle of it now and we have the tunes. It's just a matter of putting them all together. So we'll get the stapler out, the sellotape dispenser, which makes a beautiful noise. And we'll crack on with the music.
If it may rain, I will live by my own policy.
just can't be but reminded of the Saw Doctor song that I claim either stole that or was copied. Always reminds me of it. And we'll have them later on in the show. Because we couldn't talk about Patrick or Pat without talking about a bit of immigration and immigration. So we'll cover that. We'll get to that. There's a bit of music from the Hot House Flowers and some music from Christy Moore and Padraic Jack. And they all hit upon that. We'll have something from Paddy Casey, something from the Pogues, bit of Horselips. But now we are going to have our clip as promised. This is Patrick Bateman. We're celebrating the Patricks here tonight. Even the headers.
I live in the American Gardens building on West 81st Street, on the 11th floor. My name is Patrick Bateman. I'm 27 years old. I believe in taking care of myself, in a balanced diet, and a rigorous exercise routine. In the morning, if my face is a little puffy, I'll put on an ice pack while doing my stomach crunches. I can do 1,000 now. After I remove the ice pack, I use a deep pore cleanser lotion. In the shower, I use a water-activated gel cleanser. Then a honey almond body scrub. And on the face, an exfoliating gel scrub. Then I apply an herb mint facial mask, which I leave on for 10 minutes while I prepare the rest of my routine. I always use an aftershave lotion with little or no alcohol, because alcohol dries your face out and makes you look older. Then moisturizer, then an anti-aging eye balm followed by a final moisturizing protective lotion. There is an idea of a Patrick Bateman, some kind of abstraction. But there is no real me, only an entity, something illusory. And though I can hide my cold gaze, and you can shake my hand and feel flesh gripping yours, and maybe you can even sense our lifestyles are probably comparable, I simply am not there.
That's a heavy old movie if you've ever seen it. If you haven't, it's still pretty heavy, regardless of whether you've seen it or not. It hasn't changed much. A book I tried to read but failed. Dense as anything. The book was hard to read as well. I found an ad that would be suitable for tonight's show. So I think I'll play that now. And then I'll check and see if the internet's working. No internet. Oh well. Someone's after digging a hole now they shouldn't have dug. That's usually what happens in these situations, isn't it? Let's get that ad on. Where is that ad?
Who tells the sun to rise? Now Pat is on his way. It's Pat the Baker. First with freshness. Pat the Baker. So fresh it's famous. Bright and early every morning. Pat the Baker. Pat the Baker. So fresh it's famous.
So for all intents and purposes, Patrick Bateman is a fictional character. Some may find that hard to believe. And his occupation, he's down as serial killer first, then investment banker. Yes, so Bret Easton Ellis wrote the book, and he wrote back in the 90s, and it was the year 2000 that the film came out. And it's Christian Bale, of course, and a young Christian Bale, and he's playing a yuppie who is also a serial killer. So, I mean, it's a bit of a cult film, and it is worth watching, and it's absolutely lakes, but I suppose it looks at that greed and all the consumption, the materialism, and yeah, it's a heavy one. It's a heavy one. It's good movie though. Good soundtrack. So it is. He's a bit of an unreliable narrator. I don't know, it's left a bit open at the end. It has that, it can be looked at a number of different ways. It has all those layers, as they say. A bit like the show, layered. Little sheets of shite left down on top of one another. But yeah, made him a bit of a cultural icon, and I suppose there's loads of memes as well out of it. So I'm trying to find something about the music. I know he spoke about the music, didn't he? He played music in the program. His music collection was simule, to say the least. And there's a bit of a monologue about his music tastes. Hip to be square, that's right, yeah. Robert Palmer's in there. There's a couple of things on Spotify there. You can get the playlist if you want to play it. But I'd watch the movie. Watch the movie first, see how you feel. And go from there. But we are going to crack on. And our next tune up, believe it or not, is The Man Who Built America. So we're moving into a bit of the trad. And this is Horselips. We haven't played them for a while. And this is one I haven't played before by them. So we're going to play that now. And then we will have a corresponding clip celebrating yet another Patrick. So let's do that. Who's up next? Patrick Swayze. Ah, yes. We get some sage advice from Patrick Swayze. He's a bouncer in the Roadhouse. Tough joint. Like any rural pub in Ireland. And any pub in a town or a city. Has the potential to be a rough old spot. So you need some wise men on the door who know how to dish out the cliches and the advice. So this would fall under the advice section of the Patricks. This is a man who is happy to share his life experiences. Patrick Stewart is another one. He'll be following shortly. But first up is Patrick Swayze. And he's going to lead us into Horselips with an unmistakable organ. Horselips I'm on about, of course. I wonder, is there a cost to making cheap jokes?
I want you to be nice until it's time to not be nice.
Well, how are we supposed to know when that is?
You won't. I'll let you know. You are the bouncers, I am the cooler. All you have to do is watch my back and each other's. Take out the trash. I'm telling you straight. It's my way or the highway.
Do you enjoy pain?
Pain don't hurt.
Most of my patients would disagree with you. Okay. Do you always carry your medical records around with you?
Saves time.
Your file says you've got a degree from NYU. What in?
Philosophy.
Any particular discipline?
No, not really. Man's search for faith, that sort of shit.
Well, it was a good night. Nobody died.
It'll get worse before it gets better. Sorry, we're closed.
Well, then what are all these people doing here?
Drinking and having a good time.
Well, that's why we're here.
You're too stupid to have a good time.
See him driving those golden nails that hold together the silver bars that one day gonna take us to the stars. 'Cause he's the man who built America. See him walking that golden wire, a million miles from his starting place, and see the world reflected in his face. 'Cause he's the man who built America. You colored kids on the borderland, and all you golden children of the sun, he's falling to you each and every one. 'Cause he's the man who built
Celebrating Patrick Swayze. Suave. Tough. Cool. That was from Roadhouse, 1989. Of course, he had his breakthrough came from starring in Dirty Dancing, 1987. But we said we'd go with Roadhouse because of some of the hard-hitting, gritty pieces, nuggets of advice. So he's the cooler. Keeping an eye on this joint. And it was a huge success at the box office. He died very young, which I didn't realise. I could read the plot of the movie, but I don't think I'll bother. Didn't get great reviews, but sure, I mean, what do they know? When he's dishing out advice like that, the reviews are kind of secondary, aren't they? It's life lessons he's dishing out. Yeah, he had pancreatic cancer, died at the age of 57. Well, holy cow. You'll be sadly missed, Patrick, and we're celebrating you today. Here on Fresh FM, it's all about the Patricks. Episode 103, Pathology. We followed that then with some Horselips, the man who built America. Things are a bit slower tonight now, as I try and get on top of things. That was an album that came out in 2009 with some bonus tracks. Of course, we're big fans of Horselips on here. Great old band. Love their use of the organ. Celtic rock at its finest. We'll have some Celtic rock from the Pogues later on. And Eamon Carr, Barry Devlin, John Fean, who died, I think, last year, was it? Jim Lockhart, Charles O'Connor and Ray Fean. Yeah, serious outfit. Serious outfit. You go back, I played a couple of, they played a couple of live gigs, and I played those, it's a good while ago now, but these small venues around the country, and the place gone absolutely wild. Everyone just staring up at them smoking fags with big dry fuzzy hair. It was class. It looked class anyhow. Whether it was class or not, it's a bit subjective, but it looked like it was, so that's enough for me. And that gave us another pat. That led us nicely into another pat. That was Patrick Swayze. Pat Everett 3. I think that's 3 down, is it? I'm working off pen and paper now tonight, folks, because we're all out of internet. We've used up all the internet here at the top of the south this week, so they've cut it off. Early for the week to be cut off now, but just cut off either way. So we're just going to have to make do. So we're going to crack on with the music. And our next tune, the boys are from Tuam. A song about immigration, leaving home, heading across the ditch, as they say here. This is the Saw Doctors and this is N17, and we'll have a clip after that. That's kind of going to be the run of the show now, folks. We've got a clip for all the Paddys, all the Pats, Patricks and Porricks. And Patties. So we're going to get through them while horsing on the music. It's Kieran, Fresh FM, ToTM, every Wednesday.
Girls of June.
So I sit there and daydream in vain. And behind all these muddled up problems of living on a foreign soil, I can still see the twists and turns in the road, from the square to the town and the trades. And I wish I was on that N17. No walls and the grasses. Yes, I wish I was on that N17. No walls and the grasses. Traveling with just my thoughts and dreams. Oh, just traveling with my thoughts and dreams.
Of course, the Saw Doctors lead us nicely into Patrick Stewart. They're telling us about travelling up the N17. No mean feat. No more than Patrick Stewart flying around the place in the Enterprise, I think, wasn't it? Not a train, but a spacecraft. And another man who was not shy when it came to dishing out nuggets. And the clip I'm going to play has an eerie feeling to it, because he's talking about data and AI and sentient beings. So let's stick it on and see what little nuggetines are hanging out of Patrick Stewart's derriere. Oh, we don't shy away from the big issues here.
Would you choose one life over 1,000, sir?
I refuse to let arithmetic decide questions like that. You have extended your life at the expense of another. Graves, give Data back. Give him back.
Data is dead.
No. He must not be lost. He's not simply an android. He's a life form, entirely unique.
Data is not human. He is
different, yes. But that does not make him expendable or any less significant. No being is so important that he can usurp the rights of another. We too are machines, just machines of a different type. Children are created from the building blocks of their parents' DNA. Are they property? Prove to the court that I am sentient.
This is absurd. We all know you're sentient.
So I'm sentient, but Commander Data is not.
That's right.
Why? Why am I sentient? Why am I self-aware? Isn't that becoming a race? And won't we be judged by how we treat that race? Now tell me, Commander, what is Data? I don't understand.
What is he? A machine. Is he? Are you sure?
Yes.
You see, he's met 2 of your 3 criteria for sentience, so what if he meets the 3rd? Consciousness in even the smallest degree. What is he then? I don't know. Do you?
The decision you reach here today will determine how we will regard this creation of our genius. It will reveal the kind of a people we are, what he is destined to be. It will reach far beyond this courtroom and this one android. It could significantly redefine the boundaries of personal liberty and freedom, expanding them for some, savagely curtailing them for others. Are you prepared to condemn him and all who come after him to servitude and slavery? Your Honor, Starfleet was founded to seek out new life. Well, there it sits.
Patrick Stewart is still alive, born in 1940. Of course, he's well known there for his role as Jean-Luc Picard for many years. He was there from 1987 to 1994 and then did a few movies. He's an English actor. And a man who was tasked with some heavy philosophical duties, which I think he mastered, and was always dressed quite smartly. And obviously was good at parking and manoeuvring, because that's a big old ship. And that was our celebration of Patrick Stewart and the N-17. So we'll tick him off, because we've got a pen and paper in front of us tonight, because we've got no internet. But we've got a few other bits and pieces, a bit of a backup, so we'll keep going. We won't really be focusing on the man himself, the Welsh fella, the tax collector, the Roman tax collector that came over here ramming his Christianity down our throats, down our pagan throats. And the damage of that has been minimised to some degree, but we didn't need it. And we're still dealing with the repercussions of it. Sinead O'Connor was someone who sang at length about that. And we've had her already, and we'll have more Irish. It's going to be all Irish tonight. Bar one. I think there's Patti Smith. We gave her a pass. We'll have that on in a while. But next. The next tune on tonight's playlist is another Irish band who were big around the time of the Saw Doctors. I think the Saw Doctors supported them a couple of times. And the song is It'll Be Easier in the Morning. And the band is the Hot House Flowers. And for those that are interested, this is from an album called People that came out in 1988. Good time for music in Ireland. No more than now. No more than now. We're on the crest of a wave again. So let's get this on. And we'll have a clip to follow. Don't you worry.
If the lonely night surrounds you, yeah, you're weighted down by gloom. No, you don't like what it feels in your dark and dirty room. It'll be easier in the morning. It'll be easier in the day. Sunshine on through your window. We got life to lead the way. Looks like the bottle has run empty. Yeah, your heart is torn and dry. Lord, you don't like what it feels like. You're sad and lonely eyed. Looks like the highway's never ending. Yeah, your legs, they feel like lead. Lord, you're twisting and turning, and you're white and lonely bed. Yeah, it'll be easier in the morning. It'll be easier in the day. Sunshine on through your window. We got light to lead the way. Yeah. Looks like you got no one you can talk to. And your heart is torn and blue. Yeah, you're looking no direction. I guess these words might pull you through. It'll be easier in the morning. It'll be easier in the day. Yeah.
Postman Pat, and his black and white cat. Early in the morning, just as day is dawning, he picks up all the post bags in his van. Postman Pat, and his black and white cat. All the birds are singing, and the day is just beginning. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Everybody knows his bright red van. All his friends will smile as he waves to greet them. Maybe you can never be sure. There'll be knock, ring, letters through your door. Postman Pat, and his black and white cat. All the birds are singing, and the day is just beginning. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Pat feels he's a really happy man.
It had been wild and windy in Greendale.
Wild and windy in Darndale. We're going to pair this up with Paddy McGuinness. He speaks about Phoenix Nights and doing his own solo show. Celebrating the Paddies.
The challenges of the different television shows that you've done and the skills you've had to develop.
Phoenix Nights had just happened, and I'd only done a little bit of stand-up, and I put a nationwide tour on. 130 nights, 140 nights. Everyone sold out. A lot of money.
That's unbelievable, Paddy.
It's unbelievable, but it was the wrong thing, because I didn't appreciate the skill of stand-up. I didn't appreciate what goes into that. So what I did was, 2 days before my warm-ups, I wrote it. Right, 2 days before. But that's how I used to live my life. That's how I used to be at school with homework. I'd do it the night before. They could give me 2 years to finish a project. I'd do it the night before. The material was horrendous, but people were laughing. And it's so seducing. So you're thinking, oh, I've cracked it. And then I'm doing a national tour, sold out everywhere. And people are laughing. And I'm going, fucking hell, this is an absolute doddle. But when I look, I'm not proud of it, because I knew it just, I never give it a minute's thought, and I used to keep doing, and it was only as I got older and I started, thinking about things a bit more and thinking about material and everything else, and just sort of taking it a little bit more seriously.
It's all right, you read, I'll put shopping away. That's good of you. Look at Cherry Bakewell's on that. Chuck us a bottle of that water. Bit of manners cost nothing. What's that? What's what? I'm not drinking that. Bottled in the mountains of Afghanistan. I bet Osama's had a bath in that. What's wrong with it? What's right with it? Why do you keep buying cheap crap, bloody 4p beans and Al-Qaeda water? Exactly that reason, Patrick. It's cheap. We're supposed to be cutting back. I know you said, but come on. Tin of Heinz beans aren't going to break the bank, are they? And neither will Big Bob's. I've already wasted half our housekeeping on your bloody rubbish. Moisturiser, cleanser. Start living with a bloody woman. How would you know? Anyway, it's called Personal Hygiene Max. You want to try it sometime? And what's that supposed to mean? In a nutshell, you stink. How dare you? How dare you? I have a good stand-up wash in that sink once a week. Once a week? Stray dogs wash more than that. And what's wrong with deodorant? It's not the work of the devil, Max. Give it a whirl sometime. Somewhere in life, Patrick, you've been turned around. Women are supposed to smell nice for us. You're living in the dark ages, man. Me? I'm living in the dark ages. As not the one sitting there reading blinking Razzle. Another waste of money. I was going to do a beef boogie on tonight. That's gone down the shit pan. Waste of money? Waste of money? We've bought a plasma screen with no speakers. No wonder we're eating Big Bob's bastard beans.
We need to get out of here, Max.
We've all just arrived.
I mean out. Let off a bit of steam. It's not right 2 grown men cooped up 24/7. It's messing with my mind. And you're messing with yourself. What we need is a bit of fun and games.
Snooker?
No. I mean a bit of female companionship. Smell of perfume wafting over the nostrils. The feel of her skin against your teeth. Come on, let's go out tonight, me and thee. Splash of brut, slappy chop chops. It'll do you good. I'll even let you use me deodorant.
If you want to change the situation, right people, right time, just the wrong location. I got a good idea. I could be so good for you. Love you like you want me to. Through the wind and rain. Hey, is this the way to am?
Come on.
Ain't I've been hugging my pillow, dreaming dreams of Amarillo, and sweet Marie who waits for me. Come on, sing along to Amarillo. I've been weeping like a willow, crying over Amarillo, and sweet Marie who waits for me. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, and Marie who waits for me. Keep change! Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Right, here we are, boys. Climbing over Amarillo, straight out and in. Marie who waits for me. You're listening to Charlie FM coming in your ears. Say one for me. Hey, have you seen this? What? 8 missed calls off Ironside.
We'll have a ceruleum, a sunbed, leisure facilities.
Go on!
That's it, Brian, hey! I'm in for that!
That's right, lads. You know it. Sunshine indoors. They can tan while they drink.
Who's this?
Yes!
Bonjour, Mr. Potter. Je m'appelle Max. Wheel of pantalon.
Who's this?
It's Max. I'm here with Paddy. Just letting you know. Reporting in.
Yeah, and?
Well, you told me to ring you.
Yeah. When did you get to France? At 6:30 in the pissing morning.
Yeah. It's 7:30 in France.
Eh?
It's 7:30 in France.
Why are you there?
No, I'm at the club with Paddy, but there are an hour ahead of us in France. Hello? What's he said? He's hung up. How much beer are you going to get? I mean, I don't want you overloading it or anything. We fear not, Monsieur Allen. She is in good hands.
Right, well, think on, because if anything happens to her, it's me who's for it, right?
I used to drive on like this. She's safe with me. Vive la France.
I'll be the same.
Off we go.
Yes, the comforting diesel knock of an old transit van. That was Max and Paddy, and I actually went back looking at a bit of Peter Kay's stand-up and his interviews. Christ above, he is a funny boy, so he is. I don't know, he's very unique, I suppose, maybe in the way he goes on, like, and what he talks about, and how he does it, and the accent. And that Phoenix Night's a great show, if you don't know it. Well worth going back watching. Very, very funny. Very funny. The two boys really good duo, like, really good duo. Bit of a vibe of Only Fools and Horses. Watched a bit of that too the other week. Haven't watched it in years. Still stands up. John Sullivan, great. He wrote the theme song and wrote the show. And what a classic bit of TV. But Max and Paddy's up there, yeah. And Paddy McGuinness was there And he is a funny man as well. But Peter Kay is the man. Don't mind Paddy, just go and watch Peter. He's class. So we're celebrating. And that's another one on the list. Done. Where is he? Paddy McGuinness. There he is. Paired up with hothouse flowers. And it'll be easier in the morning. And that clip kind of has that feel to it. That these boys are going to wake up someday like Derek Trotter and Rodney Trotter. And it'll all be better in the morning. It's all any of us could hope for, really, I suppose. There goes my watch. I mean, my watch is working, but the internet isn't. Don't think those two things are related. Right, like we said, we're on the back of Law Féile Pádraic. Load of Irish music to play, as much as we can, and as many clips as we can. And up next on the playlist tonight is a bit of Van Morrison. He's going to feature again later on, but we're going to have Days Like This from Van the Manine. This is Kieran on Fresh FM.
When it's not always raining, there'll be days like this. When there's no one complaining, there'll be days like this. Everything falls into place like the flick of a switch. Well, my mama told me there'll be days like this. When you don't need to worry, there'll be days like this. When no one's in a hurry, there'll be days like this. When you don't get betrayed by that old Judas kiss. Oh, my mama told me there'll be days like this. When you don't need an answer, there'll be days like this. When you don't need a chance, there'll be days like this. When all the parts of the puzzle start to look like they fit, then I must remember there'll be days like this. When everyone is up front and they're not playing tricks. When you don't have no freeloaders out to get their kicks. Well, that's nobody's business, the way that you want to live. I just have to remember there'll be days like this. And no one steps on my dreams. There'll be days like this. When people understand what I mean. There'll be days like this. When you ring out the changes of how everything is. Well, my mama told me there'll be days like this. Oh, my mama told me there'll be days like this. Oh, my mama told me there'll be days like this. Oh, my mama told me there'll be days like this. Oh, my mama told me there'll be days like this.
Up next is the one and only Pat Jennings, Northern Irish soccer goalkeeper. He's nearly 80, and 40 years ago he was still playing when he made an absolutely unbelievable save against England to keep Ireland in, I think it was it Mexico 86, I think? He made a big save, and we're going to have that clip. And yeah, a fantastic goalkeeper, played with Arsenal, and possibly one of the greatest. Yeah, he's 79 now. He was 6 foot back in the day. And he had a stint with Watford, Tottenham, Arsenal. Back to Tottenham then for a look. Didn't have many appearances with them from 85 to 86. He might have been injured, and then went to Everton, and he'd no appearances with them either. But I wouldn't blame him for that now. But he did play nearly 120 times for Northern Ireland. So let's have a clip. A clip to celebrate the Patricks of this world. This is Pat Jennings. Lecre Gael.
I bumped into Pat Jennings. He said to me, you used to work for Brian Clough, didn't you? He went into his breast pocket and pulled out this letter. He said, I got this letter from Brian Clough. He said in 1978 or 79, can't remember which, he was playing for Arsenal, I think it was. He's gone behind the Trent end to pick the ball up, and someone's thrown a dart from the crowd and it's stuck in his forearm. And in those days, you didn't make a big deal of it. Gone in at half-time, had some antiseptic on it, and Don Howe said, this is outrageous. Don Howe's gone in to see Cloughie after the game and said, this is absolutely, your fans are a disgrace, blah, blah, blah. My goalkeeper's had a dart thrown at him, it's stuck in his arm, blah, blah, blah. And 2 days later, this letter arrived, headed notepaper, Nottingham Forest Football Club. Dear Pat, I have absolutely no sympathy for you whatsoever. Every time you come to the City ground, you stop everything that's come in your direction. It is no surprise to me you stopped the dart on this occasion. Lots of love, Brian.
Now Bracewell. Glenn Hoddle is also forward. There's Dixon. Hoddle. And Pat Jennings pulls off a save which could prove important. From Glenn Hoddle. The first shot to cause any concern, and it was tipped aside by the 40-year-old keeper.
On further inquiry, it turns out he was 41. He retired from club football in 85, and he was still playing international. And at the 1986 World Cup, well, I think he was 40 at that time. That must have been a qualifier. And he was the oldest ever until Roger Milla broke that record. He was 42 in 1994. And that was broken again in 2014 by a fellow who's not named Patrick, so he doesn't get a mention. This is Kieran. You're listening to Fresh FM. Fair play to you for tuning in. Shout out to Alex, August Teresa, Bake Morig Dulama, August Mass Morig Dulama, Tasu Lagam Gwilshiv Kerkalor. We're going to get this next tune on for you. Delighted to hear you're listening. Spread the good word. Don't tell too many people though. Bit like Batman. Alex nearly uncovered the truth. But I think we managed to limit the damage. Right, let's get the next tune on. And the next tune is Beaches' Mary Black. And we're going to have Dolores Kane after that, and then we're going to have Sean Kane and a bit of Stockton's Wing. And we'll keep tipping along with a bit of trad, a bit of folk, a bit of Celtic rock. And we'll see how we're fixed after that, with a peppering of clips. So let's see who is paired up here with this next lady, Mary Black. We'll get the tune on first. It's Babes in the Wood. This is Fresh FM, every Wednesday. This is from 1991, and to my ears there's a small bit of an Afro beat going on here. So sit back if you can. If you can't, then try and be comfortable and enjoy this tune.
Walking through snow, big bad wolf at the window. Not much choice in the matter now. Some must lead, some must follow. And touch can mean distance to some people. Touch can mean prison or be like a cage. I always thought that life could be more simple, especially in this day and age. They got the time, they got the need. The world's getting weird, the wolf's running free. But that's another story. This is other people. And touch can bring blossom to things that decay. I think life should be that simple, especially in this day and age. They got the time, they got the need. The world's getting weird, the wolf's running free. But that's another story. This is their story.
I don't know if you can see the changes that have come over me in these last few days. I've been afraid that I might drift away. I've been telling old stories, singing songs that make me think about where I come from. That's the reason why I seem so far away today. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. But if I should become a stranger, no, it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. I have moved and I've kept on moving, proved the points that I needed proving, lost the friends that I needed losing, found others on the way. I have kissed the feathers and left them sighing, stolen dreams, yes, there's no denying. I've travelled hard sometimes with conscience flying, somewhere with the wind. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. But if I should become a stranger, no, it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Now I'm sitting here before the fire, the empty room, a forest choir. The flames have cooled, don't get any higher. They've withered now, they've gone. But I'm steady thinking my way's clear, and I know what I will do tomorrow. When the hands have shaken, the kisses flowed, then I will disappear. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. But if I should become a stranger, no, it would make me more than sad.
The podcast you just listened to was a live recording of a radio show, first broadcast on Fresh FM with support from New Zealand On Air. Fresh FM is a community access media station based in Te Tauihu, the top of the South Island, New Zealand. The funding of Accessmedia makes these podcasts possible. To find similar programs by other community access media stations, go online to accessmedia.nz. If you or your group would like to know more about how you can have a program on our station, please contact us. Visit our website freshfm.net for our contact details.